All right, I'm back. This is Ryan Hoover with Fit to Fight and Funker Tactical, and in this episode, we're gonna look at a basic knife threat to the front. For me, for us, knife is the scariest thing to have to deal with. The blade is always live. It doesn't run out of ammo. It doesn't really fail. It doesn't malfunction. And the mentality of somebody with a knife is very different than a lot of other weapons. With a knife, Raul, if he's gonna use it, he has to be close. He has to touch me. He has to feel metal going through skin and muscle and bone and tendon. And that mentality, that is just very different than somebody that's willing to stand at range with a gun or even a baseball bat or whatever it may be. So, if at all possible with a knife, we're trying to disengage, bail, get out. If I can use something in the environment as a weapon or shield, that's what I would do. If I can just run, that's what I would do. But let's say I can't run. Let's say I'm with my family or whatever it is, or I just don't have anywhere to go. He's backed me into a corner. He presents the knife to the front here. Maybe he's asking for something. And if he's asking for something and I can give it to him and I believe he'll just leave, then that's what I would do. That's why I pay insurance. However, if I can't, just like some of the other episodes, I want to get outside of his elbows. I want to operate outside of where he's strongest. So from here,
I didn't even see that. What'd you do?
So, you mean do it fast this time? So let me slow it down. So I want to redirect the knife. And I'm going to do that by redirecting the hand, obviously. I'm not going to go to the blade. So what I'm doing is the heel of my palm, anywhere on the back of his hand, the upper part of his wrist, kind of towards that shoulder. So it goes across him and up a bit. 8 times out of 10 in demos, the knife goes flying out if the guy doesn't know what I'm going to do. I'm not relying on that, but that happens a ton. So just know that this movement may be your disarm. For the most part, we're not messing with disarms that much. I want to just look to destroy the knife holder. So when Raul presents the knife, if I've decided to make the defense, I'm going here. As the knife goes that way, I'm going to go the opposite direction. So as I step, I'm going to make this kick to the groin, maybe I stomp the knee, something like that, and then I'm out of here. If, just quickly, I would have to stay and need to get control. For us, control when dealing with a knife means 2-on-1. Nothing like this, nothing like this, nothing like this, nothing like this. It's not control. So if I'm gonna get control, if I go here, boom, and I kick, and I feel like I need to get control, I'm coming in 2 hands high, I'm gonna drop my head heavy in there, boom, and now I've got 2-on-1 control plus my body on Raul. I'm outside of his elbows, he's inside of mine, and now you better spend a lot of time wrestling. Okay, bro.
So you're saying when it comes to knife defense, you want to go 2-on-1.
Yeah.
What does that do to his other weapons? His hands, his feet?
It's about my position. And, you know, so at some level, let's go this way. So at some level, I'm here, I'm dropping my head in. When I talk about drop my head in, I'm talking about smashing the side of his neck, his collarbone, his jawline with my head. It's heavy, I'm hitting him hard. I've got this control here, and now he's gonna give me energy. He can push into me, he can pull away from me. We're on the asphalt, so I won't do this hard, but if Raul's giving me resistance, I'm gonna look to put him to the ground. Boom, maybe I kick and now I'm gone. I'm not looking for a disarm in a traditional sense. If I slam him to the ground, odds are he opens up his hand because he doesn't want to wreck his hand on the way down. It's just intuitive, it's innate in somebody to try to catch themselves. If he would try to pull away, then I look to drop him the opposite direction. But if there's some concern of mine about him trying to access here or whatever, I can keep hitting with my head. I can strike to the groin from here. I can still kick. I can push and run. Once I've made the initial stop, maybe I go to higher force, maybe I pick up something in the environment. I'm not trying to stay here any longer than I have to. I'm Ryan with Fit to Fight, Funker Tactical. If you liked the video, be sure to share it, leave comments. We'll check you next time.